It is day 5. Day 5 in the Punta Gorda, Belize police station jail. And the day before, when I was contacted by the U.S. Embassy, I learned 2 important things. One, I was informed promptly, you are not facing any criminal charges in the United States, so don't worry about that. The second thing I was told was you have to stay in police custody, or immigration custody more specifically, because there are problems with your immigration documents. You are considered an illegal immigrant. You cannot roam freely through Belize. You are stuck there until you resolve the problems with your documentation. You're going to have to go before a judge. So, day 5. Day 5, I actually went before a judge. I had been given advice the day before what my options were. Because I had still not been able to be in contact with any family or friends, I was not able to contact a lawyer and get legal advice. I'm going into the courtroom without a lawyer. So I either ask for the hearing to be rescheduled so I can obtain a lawyer. I just say that I'm guilty so that I just pay the fine and can leave, or ask for a trial, a court hearing to defend myself. I chose the option that I was consistently doing from the very beginning whenever I was presented with a police officer, an immigration officer, or any political law enforcement person. I told my story and my situation, and besieged, is it the word besieged? I don't know. I'll change my word. I asked the judge for help. Obviously, I'm in court, so it was a very abbreviated story, explaining, that I was a survivor of domestic violence, the post-separation abuse, and asking the court for help. Please reconnect me with my daughter. I just laid out my story. And it was interesting because the response I got is a response that I keep getting in environments where I have this expectation that they're educated on domestic violence, they're educated on trauma-informed care, communication, when it comes to dealing with people who've experienced domestic violence, and understanding like the concept behind post-separation abuse after you leave domestic violence, or the concern that a safe parent has about their child. And it's, again, a situation where I keep getting surprised that people don't seem to be informed or educated. The immediate reaction of the court was to question my mental state, my mental health. So after I made my short statement, the question for the court was, has anyone assessed my mental state, my mental health? The prosecutor's response was no, they have not gotten assessment back on the psychiatric nurse that I had met when I had the panic attack day 2 when I was in Punta Gorda Police Care. I promptly informed the court that I am quite lucid. I do not have any mental issues. I would say to you and I, between you and I didn't say this in the court, but any form of dis-ease mentally is a normal human reaction to trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder from intimate partner violence, and ongoing trauma and losing my then 2-year-old daughter. So any form of mental distress is a normal, healthy human reaction that you are witnessing. I didn't say that to the court, but between you and I, like that's like, hello, even the psychiatric nurse that evaluated me reassured me, you're fine, you're having a normal human response to your situation, you know. That was the one person that got it. Nobody, but for some reason, no one's listening to her. No one listened to her. So I had to deal with that and defend myself. And because I did not have a lawyer, I felt that it would be really important for me to pick the first option that was suggested to me, to ask for a lawyer before moving forward with the court hearing. So that's what happened. The court hearing got rescheduled so that I would have time to obtain a lawyer. The only problem was that one of the immigration officers didn't like me particularly because I kept asking for a lawyer during the 4 days that I was in the Punta Gorda police station, and I would not sign any forms that he was trying to get me to sign without a lawyer present. So he just didn't. I was not a fan of his, and personally, I wasn't a fan of him either. Did I say that right? I wasn't a fan of his, and he wasn't a fan of mine. Okay, I think I got that out correctly this time. So as a result, out of retaliation, when the judge asked the prosecutor, when would you like to reschedule this hearing so this person has time to get a lawyer, the immigration officer gave the date. What was that date? May 29th, 2025. It was April 10th, 2025, that hearing, the day of that hearing. And he told the judge, I'll be available May 29th, 2025. The judge immediately responded, sir, that's 6 weeks from now. You have to be available sooner than that. There has to be a closer date. That's a long time from now. And he refused. He refused to offer an earlier date. So I was scheduled to sit in a third world prison cell for 6 weeks to wait for my next court hearing because I wanted a lawyer present during my court hearing. I did not want to go through the court case without legal advice. And that is day 5 of me being in a third world prison.